Hello, hello, I'm the official narrator. My job is to look through the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. Today we're looking at Appletun and Appletun. We already did the Flapple episode, so take a look at the playlist of the channel, or literally the video that came out the other day, if you want to see that. They're going to be pretty samey, but considering I look at this as a Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee episode, I figured it was best to do them separate, even though my notes apparently put them together. So that means I probably made those notes before I learned that Flapple doesn't evolve into Appletun. Well, it looks like despite the fact that Flapple couldn't come up with any actual apple-based nicknames, Appletun has some. Honeycrisp, Applejack, Cider. We talked about all of these in the Flapple episode. It's not great, but I mean, hey, it is what it is, man. Yoshi was another one that was mentioned. Personally, I don't think it fits. Like, I can see some connection because Lizard Boy plus fruit eating, so there's that, but not for me. Fritter is another type of food. Cobbler's another type of food. Snapdragon's different. We didn't technically see that one, so that one's new. That one's a flower? A plant? I know they're in Plants vs. Zombies. Still different, and actually, it's the same wavelength. Appletini is another little apple-related thing that you could use for a joke, and then this is 3.14 because pi, and it's based off pi. Applebot. Oh, could someone please make the fucking apple bottom jeans, right? But instead it's about Appletun. That would be great. If you've never heard, there's also parodies on YouTube of the Beach Boys singing Apple Bottom Jeans, and I think I prefer that over the original. There's also ones based off of Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult and I think Africa by Toto. The internet's weird. I'll acknowledge Spyro just because it was paired with Yoshi quite a bit for the Flapple episode. It's going to be so hard for me to say these two different names. I don't really care for it as a nickname, but some people were pairing them together, and a reminder that you can pair two Pokemon together to make what would be a bad nickname just a little bit better. We have paired Pokemon like Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Lunatone, Solrock, and so on and so forth. There's a few like it, but it's definitely been less common with time. Not crazy about it, but Half-Baked is at least a joke that you could make. It works with Appletun, will not work with Flapple, so just for the sake of it, we'll acknowledge this one. I'm going to put this here just so it's in the video and you can look at it. There's nothing too special for it, but it is worth acknowledging that it's technically different suggestions than Flapple. Strudel's at least different. We haven't seen Strudel. I've never heard of a Fuji apple before, but I have seen Fuji quite a few times, and I can only think of like Mount Fuji and like Fujifilm cameras. So I learned something new today that I will promptly forget probably tomorrow. You know what? I wanna highlight this one. We're done pretty much with the nicknames anyway. But like I remember someone said that Pokemon Go ruined shinies, and I don't personally agree with that, especially when you've got bullshit like this cancer all over. Like, I'd rather have something that I know is legitimate that I've got rather than getting this cancer. Anytime I get one of these stupid .com, whatever the fuck websites, I just take whatever the item they're holding and I release it. I don't bother Wonder Trading it anyone because I don't want anyone else to get fucking malaria. Fuck whoever made this shit. Thank you for the ability patches and the Master Balls, though. But that's that. We're at the bottom. We've looked through everything. I'm going to be honest, it was a little bit hard to try. Like, I was focusing. I was like, don't repeat it. We already said that in the Flapple episode. I don't know. I just didn't feel the need to. So I am going to say maybe take a look at the Flapple episode if you want a little more ideas. Because, I mean, they do bleed together. But I feel like there's certain things that work better for one rather than the other. So not everything can be shared, but also the internet didn't really come up with any special good nicknames that I felt really stood out anyway. The only one, we're going to call this a comment suggestion, was just, I assume he meant to put Granny. I actually think I texted him about this and I was like, did you mean Granny Smith? And he's like, no, I meant Grandma because of something else, and I forgot what it was. But technically predicted that. Granny Smith, Macintosh, it was pretty much all I was expecting from this ep anyway. But I don't know. I'm still hoping that we could find something better. We can come up with something better. So let's see if we can. Any ideas and suggestions you have, feel free to put in the comments below. Give thumbs up to the ones you think are good. Let us know what you'd use, what you'd recommend. It's actually really kind of funny how after saying this outro for years, how I can just say it so fast, and it probably doesn't even sound like English, and I bet a non-native speaker that hears me is probably really confused and was like, oh shit, what's he saying? Because foreign languages are funny, man. You don't, in my mind, English is not a fast-spoken language, but foreigners think it is, and they think I talk fast. And I'm like, no, motherfucker, you talk fast.
I've always hated pie. You never understood me. You're a pie racist. Well, you're a cobbler whore.